Ever heard of a princess who stared down death itself to save the man she loved?
Sounds pretty intense.
That's the story we're diving into today.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
We're talking about Savitri. She's like a legendary figure in Indian mythology, known for her wit, her devotion, and, basically outsmarting the god of death.
Whoa, now that's a story I gotta hear.
We're going to be using one of those classic Amar Chitra Katha comic books as our guide.
Yeah. Those are amazing. For getting into Indian mythology, really bring the stories to life.
So Savitri, she's not your typical princess, waiting around for a prince. She goes out and chooses her own husband, a guy named Satyavan.
Old move.
But there's a catch. Satyavan is, he's fated to die young, like really young.
Oh, that's heavy.
And that's where Savitri's strength really comes through. Knowing this, she still chooses to marry him.
Wow, that's some serious commitment right there. To face that kind of sorrow head on. Talk about true love.
Yeah. It's not just acceptance, though. She actively sets out to protect Satyavan. The whole story kind of builds up to this inevitable day, the day he's supposed to die.
He's like, even nature senses it. Like in the comic, there's this heavy feeling, this sense of dread.
Almost like a movie where something bad is about to happen. So Satyavan's day comes, and Savitri insists on going with him into the forest.
And that's where we meet Yama, right?
Exactly. But for anyone who's not familiar with Hindu mythology, can you explain who Yama is?
Sure. So Yama is the god of death. He's usually shown as this kind of fearsome figure, but he's also all about cosmic order, making sure things are balanced.
Okay, I got it. So Yama shows up to claim Satyavan's soul, just as it was predicted.
Right. It's like destiny playing out in front of everyone.
Must have been terrifying. But Savitri, she doesn't just break down. She actually follows Yama as he's carrying Satyavan's soul away.
Seriously. Talk about standing your ground.
It's almost like she's saying, "Over my dead body."
Exactly. That's Savitri for you. Devoted and fiercely determined. And here's where her intelligence comes in. Instead of begging or pleading, she starts talking to Yama.
Oh, so she's playing it smart, huh?
She's using her wits to her advantage. You could say she's engaging him in a battle of minds.
Now, that's interesting. So what does she actually say to the god of death?
She starts by praising him, talking about his righteousness and justice, appealing to his godly nature.
Ah, I see. Smart move.
Right. And then she weaves in these philosophical arguments about family, duty, a wife's devotion, that kind of thing.
So she's not holding back.
Nope. And with each argument, she gets Yama to grant her a boon, like a favor.
So it's a long game, not just a direct confrontation.
Yeah, it's like a strategic negotiation. Like imagine playing chess with a deity.
Wow. So how does she actually win?
Through her cleverness and persistence, she basically backs Yama into a corner. He's given her so many boons, he's kind of trapped. He has no choice but to give Satyavan his life back.
That's an incredible victory. She doesn't just save her husband, she actually outsmarts fate itself.
I know, right? It's pretty epic.
So why do you think Savitri's story is still so popular today? What makes her such a timeless figure?
Well, her story's all about these values that, never really go out of style. Things like love, devotion, courage, intelligence. She doesn't just accept her fate, she actively shapes it.
I think that resonates with everyone, right?
Mm.
It's that idea of fighting for what you love, even when the odds are stacked against you.
Absolutely. That's a universal theme no matter where you come from.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Oh.
Are there modern-day Savitris out there? People who show that same kind of resilience, that devotion?
I bet there are. Maybe we just don't always see them.
That's a great point. It's definitely something to ponder. And for our listeners, if you're interested in learning more about these kinds of stories, I'd say dive into Indian mythology. It's full of amazing tales and timeless wisdom. You never know what you might discover.
Yeah, it's like a treasure trove waiting to be explored.